I'm here at Avionté CONNECT 2026 in Minneapolis with Tim Ratliff, who runs technology and innovation at Skillwork. Tim, thank you so much for joining
I'm
us.
glad to be here, Hilary. This has been a lot of fun already here at Connect, and excited to sit down and enjoy the conversation with you.
So, you are the person who's figuring out what technology actually moves the needle in your staffing firm. So, I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. The first thing I want to ask you is, how do you make sure that the technology that you're using at Skillwork is ready for where the company wants to go without getting ahead of what the business actually needs now?
No, that's a key part of what I do, is because it's so easy sometimes to want to think about where the company is going and to build and position and research and focus on that, and then you end up ignoring what it needs today. And the way I try to balance that is, yes, there's an understanding of, obviously, with the leadership of the company, the strategy, where they want to be. And so there is definitely that work of, what do I have today that may be able to get us there, but what am I lacking today that need to be get us there? And so there's that work to to walk through. But the other key part, though, is if we don't execute today, we won't get there. And so then it's a matter of, what do we need today to execute, and how does that prioritize in the work I have to do to position? So if they're looking at things that can help them back harvest better, I don't know, make up an example. It's a matter of, there's all kinds of ways to get there, but do I have something today that can fill the gap right now quickly, or that may not take as much investment to fill the gap? And investment could be time, not necessarily money, but time to fill that gap. Because again, I need the time to also be looking at what future things are coming that I got to research and be aware of, and be thinking through. So it's really a balance of making sure that we execute today well, but not devoting all of my resources in time to be able to still look ahead and investigate and connect and network on what's going to bring that about.
How do you find that balance?
Yeah. Part of it is my team, asking them point blank, saying, are we spending too much time on one of, do we, do you feel like we're doing too much there? Part of it actually just writing out a plan. A part of it is creating a priority list, and saying, okay, we have room here for these kind of things, and we have room here for this. It's very similar to, software development. Software development constantly is, we have to maintain what we currently have, but we have to build for the future, and trying to figure out how you do that well. Now, obviously, if something breaks today, then we have to pivot quickly and hard to get that fixed. But, given my software background, that's a lot of what I lean back on, is how am I prioritizing my sustainment versus my future build, and setting up what I think is a proper allocation of the time for those two. And it can come down to the availability of resources. If I have a couple extra people working for me, I may be able to put them on the today things, and then I might be able to focus on the future things, which is very helpful if you can do that. But a lot of staffing firms can't do that, and so there is that balance.
So, I want to talk about AI with you
Okay.
as well. Do you find that pointing at AI at any of these today things has been helpful, or is that not something and not a way that you're approaching that?
I'm not approaching it that way. Yes, to answer your question, there has been a few things that it has been helpful with. I think where I'm pointing at is the foundational ability of AI to be in our data, to be in our systems and in our processes. That's really what's going to unlock for us. So while, yes, there's things that AI has helped us with, quickly being able to generate some logic to back harvest faster, or things like that. That's definitely there. But the real advantage I see, really, that AI will open up for us, is when I have it integrated across the platform, across our processes. That's where it's really going to unleash it. So we have seen a few little things where it's been helpful in your day to day, but it has not been where across the enterprise we've seen it really open up.
Where are you seeing AI really start to earn its keep?
That's interesting how you say earn its keep.
Everybody's trying to figure out how to measure that return on investment, and how do you see it from your
Yeah.
position?
I mean, for us, it really is a matter of measuring time. If, for example, we have some branded resumes we do, and one of the AI tools, or the LLM models, was very good at accurately and creatively being able to build and repeatedly be able to build that branded packet for us. So that's been one thing that's been tremendous in saving that time. Another one has been being able to look through our ecosystem for documents, for emails, for data in calls that are recorded. It's been very helpful for that. So that's really, it's been a time saver there. AI to really earn its keep is when it starts being able to prompt to our people when they didn't think about it. Right now, our people are thinking, oh, I need to find this, or I need to go do this. AI, help me. Where I really want to see it earn its keep is when it starts saying, hey, do you want to do this? Or hey, have you thought about doing that? Or hey, maybe you should do this. And then our people are like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's where I really see it going beyond time, but really moving into productivity.
Mm-hmm.
So
how is AI changing the way your team recruits?
Honestly, today it hasn't really changed it a lot. Where I see it will change is as we start to move into some of the AI pre-screening abilities, some of the AI calling abilities. That will definitely change how we recruit. And then the other one is for AI to be able to offer up a score or not necessarily score is probably a bad word, but offer up an idea of candidates that maybe match better, or more importantly, things that we hadn't considered about the candidate that maybe came across in phone calls or emails or texts that we can actually apply that we hadn't thought about applying.
So what do you think is a challenge right now that's a lot of agencies are facing that you think is going to get solved next? Like what is right now on everybody's radar that they're like, we're going to bust through this challenge?
I think one thing that's on everybody's radar is data, how to get the data, how to display it well, how to make it accessible, how to make it flexible to the changing needs of the organization. 1 month or for 3 months, it might be we need to see this kind of data, and then all of a sudden it changes to, well, now we need to see this. So I think one challenge that a lot of companies are finding is data. I think another massive challenge, so you can choose which one of these. I think another massive challenge is software tool integration. There's so much technology tools out there, and it's the ability of how do I decide which one it is? How do I integrate it? Do I integrate it myself? I think that's a really big thing that's on their mind. Yeah.
Absolutely. What's one of the top challenges that you're seeing in staffing right now that you think is going to persist or going to be a little bit more stubborn?
I think one that will persist and that will be stubborn, will be there all the time, is the ever important and always changing security postures.
Mm-hmm.
It's, every security risk that gets solved today, 5 more open up tomorrow. And the ability, I talked about data access and things like that. Well, as you make data more accessible, you make data more at risk. And so how do you do that well and provide that great security? And then along with the security side comes the legal aspects. More and more states and municipalities are passing laws on privacy, on security. And so for staffing firms to be able to adapt, and so I guess I'll lump that all together into security/governance.
Sure.
It's probably all one thing.
Yeah.
That's where I would see is going to be a problem that I don't know if we'll ever have it really solved well, especially as you're trying to open up data. It's going to get more and more complicated.
What's a piece of advice you would give to a staffing leader who wants to position themselves best from a compliance standpoint as things stand right now?
Position themselves best. Honestly, I think if you can find somebody who, either somebody or some organization that can keep you abreast of the changing laws in that landscape from a compliance perspective, because that compliance, everything from, well, I said it earlier, if AI is giving you a score of people, well, actually that's turning into a taboo thing to say.
Yep.
You shouldn't say that.
Because then it's like, well, who scored it?
Who scored it?
Why?
Right. So I think
who checked it?
that, a year ago, it was, well, let's score everybody. And nobody had any problems with it. Mm-hmm. Now it's bad. So that compliance risk is going to be there. And I think that is something where if I was to talk to a staffing leader, I would say one of the things that you need to do very well is have an organization or a person who understands the legal changing compliance environment and can guide you in how to mitigate those risks.
What are you most excited about in the conversations that you're having here at Connect?
A lot of the conversations I've been enjoying are the ideations on data access, the ideations on how we're helping our staffing companies achieve results, how we're helping our recruiters and internal people actually get better or give them more time. It's been fun to hear the ideas. It's been fun to see the solutions. I think another fun thing is the encouragement of, hey, call me, let's solve this together. That encouragement, that collaboration, that's been one of the funnest things I've gotten here.
Love it. A year from now, what will staffing agencies be doing differently than they are today?
Boy.
Or I should say, staffing agencies who are pulling ahead.
I think the ones that are pulling ahead are going to be the ones that have the ability to, with their software tools and with their processes, being able to offer the greatest hospitality to their talent and their clients. And the hospitality word is broad, and so it can mean a lot of different things. But those who can understand what their talent needs, what their clients need, and be able to serve them at the highest levels, I think they're going to be the ones that, if those that are doing that very well, they will be the ones succeeding.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tim, for sitting down with us here at Avionté CONNECT. It was awesome hearing your insights.
Thank you, Hilary. This has been fun. Thank you so much.